Very good evening, Ravi here. Again, nice to come back onto the video. So let me quickly share my screen. All right. So today, what really happened? One second. Let me open Nifty. In fact, traded Sensex, not Nifty, but let's look at Nifty. What happened? So today is definitely there is a massive up move. Let me apply one of the indicator. Let's do adapt to super trend. All right. So I'm on 15 minutes candle, and then pretty much at the time of the go, there was a very big candle. And then after that, Nifty went up quite drastically. So this is something that I did say yesterday. Not that all the predictions will go right all the times, but then the reason yesterday I predicted the way which Nifty went up today. So we had three back-to-back candles, and then in fact yesterday fall I would really suspect it's because of the Nifty expiry. So that is one reason that I could think of, and then and also usually when you have three strong back-to-back red candles, there is a high probability that next day the Nifty or any of the indices will go up, or even the stocks as well. That's definitely true. Stocks may not be always, but then indices definitely. The reason is there's a lot of options play out there, so not many people would like to use the money, lose the money very easily. That could be one reason. But let's see. One thing that we can see is, I mean, personally, I thought it's going to probably come somewhere here and then stop, but then I was expecting about anywhere from 0.8 to less than 1%. But Nifty actually went almost like 1.24%. That was some bit of a surprise to me. That's almost um, uh, more than twice. I think it's probably one third more than whatever I thought. So I expected 0.8, but it went to 0.24. But that's 1.24. But that's all right. But I think let's focus on what could be scenario for tomorrow. In fact, I just released one indicator. So this is going to really, oops, I'm sorry. This one, too many. All right, so this is going to give us quickly what really happened in the various Nifty 50 stocks. Maybe I can do for Sensex and Bank Nifty also down the line. It's very easy. I have also made the source code open source, so anybody can go on and change whatever they wish to. But if you look at all the stocks, HDFC, I think except Bharti Airtel, all the stocks were pretty much did the green. So that is obviously reflected into the movement of this one. So I did not really check, but then I suspected there could be some block deal on Bharti Airtel. The reason is the volumes are quite high. You can also see here. So it's basically compared to previous volumes, it's close to 5x, which I suspect only block deal. Otherwise, that kind of a move typically wouldn't happen for this kind of a stock. But I think that's all right. So let's go back to, I think tomorrow, as we know, Sensex expiry, Sensex monthly expiry. Sensex is generally moved by Reliance, which definitely happened today. But then if you look at some of the, let's look at some footprint here. So here you go, right? So 9:15 we started. I think the volumes are not too big, not very thing that we can suspect. But then one thing that we can see here is we have huge volumes and Reliance on this was on Monday, where I think it's MSCI rebalance day. That point of time we saw quite a bit of volumes. But then, as I said yesterday, also it's very difficult for us to determine is that single entity bought or multiple entities bought or sold. It's very difficult by looking at this candle. So I think it's for tomorrow. It's very, my view, it's very difficult to guess what's going to happen. I mean, there are only two options, right? If somebody bought this kind of quantity, they might probably go and then dump this particular stock. That could be one of the possibility. Or otherwise, if they're genuinely interested, probably the stock might go up. But then that also will have a impact on Sensex for sure. So tomorrow's my view is let's look at Sensex. Looks like I have done with the BSc license for TradingView. I'll have to renew it, but that's all right. So right now, Sensex is very close to all-time high. So there are, my view, there are two possibilities where it might probably go on and touch all-time high. In fact, all-time high is not here. All-time high is somewhere here. If you look at one-day chart, let's look at one-day chart. So somewhere here. So it's basically the all-time high is close to 85994 or whatever. Let's look at all-time high. So this is basically this one. Approximately high was 85930. That's all-time high. So we'll have to see if it's going to touch there. My view, tomorrow, even if it touches, there is going to be some bit of a fall. At this point of time, my prediction is it's going to be a red candle. I don't know how big is that red or how long is that red. I'm not very sure, but that's what I'm suspecting. The reason is there is massive up move today, which is not expected. So I'm actually thinking it's going to be. It is actually for the buildup of Sensex expiry. The reason is last expiry, as you can see, right? Last Thursday rather, we pretty much touched the top, and then after that it fell down about, I remember, 85,630. I was on the trade last Thursday. Yeah, that's right. So I have done some analysis on what could happen if there is an all-time high. So this is for Nifty. So now, if you look at Nifty analysis, again, this is absolutely data driven. So Nifty analysis all-time high is about 26216, and we are very close. In fact, another 10 points. My view, getting one more all-time high tomorrow is highly possible because it's not very far. And then, in fact, Bank Nifty is already all-time highs today. In fact, it is all-time high. We also have Sensex is a little bit away from all-time high, 0.26. But tomorrow, I'm thinking at least Nifty 50 will hit all-time high for sure. The reason is we just got another 10-15 points here and there, so that is absolutely possible. And I think one thing that I want to really bring up, right? So generally, when stocks reach all-time high, as you can see, there is always some bit of a drawdown, and then this gives a good view of what really happened in the previous scenarios. So I mean, again, this is it doesn't. I mean, I do not want to say that it's going to happen next time, but then at least from the data perspective, most of the all-time highs, they would be sold off pretty much immediately. In fact, we have a lot of stats down the line, but I will not spend a lot of time in showing the stats at this point of time. Let's look at open interest. So this is for Nifty. So this is mostly, not mostly, in fact, this entire thing is AI generated. So I did not do anything. So it looks at the current expiry and then the next three expiries, and then it gives some bit of a narration. I'm not sure if you're able to read this. Let me increase the font. So I think this chart is very straightforward. You can see in most of the platforms that we have, but then this narration probably will not be able to see. So right now, the PCR, in fact, Sensex reached almost like 1.8 today, which generally 1.8 means it does require some bit of a reversal. So that is one thing that we need to be cautious. But however, let's look at Sensex, and maybe we'll look at Nifty Sensex itself. 1 second, yeah. So let's do. It's going to take some time to do the analyze the data. So let's wait for it. So generally Sensex, as you can see, I mean, right now I do PCR pretty much all the data, but then some of the platforms like Sensible, they do look at maybe closest 10 or closest 15. That's the reason put PCR will see little different there, but this is a lot more accurate. All right. I mean, obviously Sensible is also accurate. Not saying that it is not accurate. So now you can see there is a strong put call ratio. So this is, as of now, it's a bullish bias. But then generally what I had seen, whenever there is a PCR is at about 1.8 or so, there is always a reversal. I'm expecting that's going to happen tomorrow. But then when it is going to happen, I'm not very sure. So there is a key support at about 85,000, and then there is resistance building at a higher level. So obviously, because this being a what is say all-time high, so obviously there is going to be some resistance building on the higher levels. That's given. So let's look at December 4th. December 4th, not much of a quantity here, but still you can see some resistance building somewhere about 87500. And then you got to see probably PCR. PCR is also still bullish here. So it doesn't really give us any greater insights. But then there could be some bit of a convergence at this level. This is what it is suggesting as well. Let's see what's going to happen tomorrow. But right now, my view from tomorrow is going to be maybe even if it goes up, but I think there is a high probability or 99% probability that at least Nifty will hit all-time high. Sensex, I'm not very sure. That could be one thing. And also, let's spend some time on the CPR classification. So, 1 second. So, today, in fact, this I showed yesterday. So, I was monitoring Reliance did quite well from the narrow CPR. But let's look at for tomorrow. So tomorrow, these are all the narrow CPR stocks. We have Adani Ports, Asian Paint, and IndusInd Bank, ITC, M&M, NTPC, Power Grid, and then Trend. This also gives the same thing here, but I mean, generally this also works a little differently. But weekly, just want to remind Nifty 50 and Sensex both are on the narrow CPR at this point of time. You can also see the data here. Suppose if I go here and then see where is so Nifty narrow CPR, you got to see the number here. The pivot is about 26057. In fact, there are a lot of indicators on trading view. There is not that this is anything different, so you'll be able to see that. I think that's all. My view, as I said, I will again repeat. There is a high probability that Nifty is going to hit all-time high tomorrow, which is about, as I said, 99% probability. Sensex, there is slight low chances, but irrespective, this I would like you to remember. In case if there is all-time high, there is always possibility that it's going to fall as well. So that's it. In fact, this we can see for stocks as well. 1 second, this is Adani, and then this is very far from maybe I'll select I think probably Shriram Finance is all-time high right now. Let's look at Shriram Finance is all-time high. So and also you can see the history of Shriram Finance. Oh, okay, actually I forgot. Here you can see. So you can see the all-time high stocks here. So we have Shriram Finance, SBI, and L&T. Bank Nifty is also all-time high. We have Hero Motors. Nifty is very close, and then SBI Life Sensex is also very close. And bottom side, if you go, again I picked up only prominent. I mean, this is data is not accurate because of the split. But bottom side, we have IndusInd Bank, Trent, and Adani Enterprises, and then TCS. These are all. There is a lot of correction for these stocks. I think that's all from my end for now, and I hope you got something. Let's see what is in store for tomorrow, and I think that's all from my end. Have a great remaining day. Bye bye.